Hey guys, welcome to Tuesday. It is Tuesday, right? Days are running together. Okay. We are here to finish up. God, I hope so, because I thought we were going to finish last night. Finish up Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. I think we're getting really close to the end based on how much of the lore we found so far. So, I had a bit of a hardware emergency just a few minutes ago, actually. I'm actually using one of my Xbox One, newer Xbox One controllers that does Bluetooth, because my Elite, which I prefer because it's heavier and it has rubberized grips, wouldn't connect, wouldn't turn on. So, had to pull out the old standby. It doesn't.
Keep going. Run!
Doesn't feel quite the same.
It's a trap. The beast is coming. Stupid bee.
Run away from the beast! He led you here for nothing! She'll never escape! She'll never escape! Run! Quick! Senua, keep going! Hold on! Hold on!
Ouch!
What have you done?
No! No!
You've lost it. It's over.
The darkness is back. You've lost him. You've lost him.
We've been saying all along that we think that's Dillian's
Get to
head.
the light!
Without his head, you will never bring his soul back.
Yep.
His fate is sealed. Now it can see you at your weakest. The time you suffered as a child at the hands of your father Senua while you pined for Dillian. Do you remember that darkness, Senua? The beast is bringing it back.
Mother, why did you leave me? This darkness, it's spreading. Father's keeping me away from the others. Away from Dillian. I won't give up. I'm not going to rot in here. I'm going to find Dillian.
Can we just jump? Just shimmy. Tomb Raider shimmy. So we're probably going to wind up having to fight that thing that was just chasing us. It's going to be down there wherever the skull is. That's going to be fun.
Now she has the light. Keep going. Save the light. Keep going. Use it to light the way.
The beast is down there.
No. No. She knows the beast is there. She keep going towards. He's always watching you. The beast is there. You're never safe from him. You can feel him. Be careful. She needs to find Dillian. Where is he? She needs to find it. She lost it and she has to find it. I can feel it. Can you feel it? Where is it?
See the torch alight.
Can you see? Where is she? Stop. Where is she? Keep your eyes up. You're never gonna find it. Are we even going the right way?
If the beast is the only thing down here, then why are there even torches? Who are they for? A single letter. And we have water too, so that's gonna probably put our torch out, even though if I go this way, she's probably going to turn. Oh, I'm surprised. Look like some kind of R. Maybe that's part of it, I don't know. Damn it, get me out of here. Don't let me get stuck.
Behind you!
really do hear a lot of things. Procyon, you know that? Hey, if you do this thing 7 times, something special happens. Hey, I heard this, I heard that. Why don't we pick the torch back up? Yeah, let's do that. Where is the R? So, well, I think it's up. Where did it go? It's up here somewhere. Where the hell was it? Yeah, right up there. I know I'm so close. Arr! How's it going, man? Both of you, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for coming. What the hell? Farther back, maybe? Alright, it's highlighting the letter, so it's gotta be somewhere out there. Wonder if I have to go back across the plank. Shimmy across sideways like we did before. Doesn't get put out. Oh, I wonder. Let's try this. Just for grins. What happened when I started? If you remember, we ended last night. We did the puzzle, but we stopped at the door before we opened the door for the puzzle. I opened the door, which was, I think it's up there, and the monster or whatever it is that's down here started chasing me, so I ran across the bridge, which you see in front of you. So it collapsed. I fell down. I dropped. We did get confirmation that that is actually Dillian's head that she's been carrying. You notice I don't have it anymore. Well, when the bridge collapsed over there and I fell down, the skull is now way the hell down there, and I have to go back down there to get it. So, that's where we are. We just got to figure out where the hell the R is. Alright, so it's not up here. Excuse me, we have to go back down. We just fought about 7 or 8 guys inside this tiny ass little room. Over there where the R is. Man, I got nothing. I don't think it lit up. Here.
It's the secret.
Where is the secret? I'm looking for it. I thought for sure when I first walked over here that that would be part of it. I am going to open it up to the floor. If anybody sees someplace I should look, I would not be offended by a hint. I mean, it's got to be like right there. It has to be. What am I missing? That looks like... I can't drop the torch. I was thinking maybe if there was some way I could... I mean, it's pretty bright. Like right up there. I understand that this could potentially be the last one of these that we have to do, and I can understand it maybe being a little bit more difficult than the rest of them, but this is ridiculous. And it's like, what the hell? Well, I mean, what's the point of making it... Now all you're doing is making your gamer frustrated because they can't find a single letter in this area. Yeah, see, that's where I was trying to run across. I was talking about that before. Up there where the chains are hanging down. Well, I guess I'll go look upstairs again. Yeah, see this? They also said that on the other side, looking across this way. But we know that we can't always trust the voices in her head. Or our own. Alright, anything in here, maybe? See, now they're saying it up here, too. You see, I don't have the red floating letters over here, so maybe I have to come all the way back over here to where we fell down. Yeah, see, the skull fell way the hell down. I even past that iron gate. It's down there. Up here at all. I get nothing. No red letters. The outline of the letter is not here either, so it's definitely not up here. And I can't focus when I'm walking across, shimmying across like that either. Oh, a little graphical glitch there. You can see through the wall. Yeah, it ain't up here. No way. I might have to. Well, that would fit with the pirate theme, right? Arr! I can't solve the puzzle, me matey. Stop saying that. Bunch of lying assholes. I'm about to Google the damn thing. The only place that I can see that's even close to the right half of the R is this piece up here. That's the only thing that's even remotely close. You know, and that post right there could be part of it as well. But I can't get enough light over there. Wait a minute. I see a hole down there in the bottom middle of the screen. You guys see that just underneath the torch? Off in the distance there. It almost looks like a hole. Alright. Welcome to the We're Grasping at Straws portion of our stream. Oh my god. There's my light. Damn it. All because I saw that one little spot out of the corner of my eye. Hey, imagine that. What might that be? I went up this side for sure after the fight, but there was nothing up there, so I guess I just assumed that there was nothing over there either. Oh well. Torch's gonna go out.
The lights are out. She'll die.
Ow, ow.
The darkness is, and she'll die. Her father tried to help her,
But she wouldn't listen.
he was doing his best. She never, ever listens. Why didn't she listen?
She never ever listens.
Zinbo was right. Zinbo was trying to save her from the darkness. But she wouldn't listen.
Never listens.
And now everybody is dead.
Because of her.
It's all her fault.
All her fault. So weak. She should have known. She should have.
Why
All
doesn't
right.
she learn? When will she learn?
She doesn't understand.
Now the darkness has Dillian's.
And it will take it and never give it back.
She can
Oh
search.
boy, more balancing. Hey, welcome to the gymnastics portion of our stream.
It's the end.
The darkness will take her like it took her mother.
She can't resist. Pointless even trying.
Now that I think I may have figured out how this actually works.
She's lost.
Maybe. Of course, now I'll probably fall.
She's got to go deeper to find the head. Deeper towards the darkness.
The beast is there. The beast is there. Deeper into the darkness. Deep down.
Oh, keep going, girl.
The beast has the head.
Go on.
She will be trapped.
The beast has the head and he's using it.
Once she gets down there, she'll never come out.
Like a boss.
Down
The darkness will take her like it took her mother.
deeper and deeper. The beast knows. The beast knows exactly where
I haven't go that way yet.
she's falling for
She
it.
falls for their tricks every time.
Plays into his hands.
Alright, she's supposed to be going down. Looked like some kind of... It's just a cell, maybe. Oh, hey, lore. Lore stones.
She was never here. It was just a trick.
What's the letter F? Alright, so... Looks like there are 3 left. Or 2 after this one.
Although Sigurd kills
In
the
this
dragon,
area.
Rayan wants to keep Fafnir's gold all for himself. Rayan also wants the strength and wisdom of the dragon, so he drinks its blood and asks Sigurd to roast Fafnir's heart for him.
Fafnir.
Sigurd does so, but when he touches the roasted heart to see if it is done, he burns his finger. Without thinking, he licks his finger and tastes the dragon's blood. In that moment, he understands the language of birds and hears them talk nearby.
Put the darkness in you.
Where is she now?
The darkness killed your mother.
Where is she now? Where is she?
She's happened to her. The darkness will kill you.
The darkness took your mother, and it will take you.
Eventually. What really happened to her?
Your mother was weak like you are. Her mother was weak like she is.
So weak.
The darkness took her, and it
Oh,
will
the
take
voices are so cool.
It's just a matter of time.
She just lets the darkness in, lets it take over.
You've got to be stronger.
Just like her mother.
She's got to know.
What if this is another trick? Her mother was never here.
It could all be for nothing.
Her mother was just an illusion.
It could all be one long game.
Alright, well, we might as
Her
well go
mother
get
died years ago.
go activate the puzzle.
The darkness took her.
Oh, here's one right there.
The darkness took her, and the darkness will.
Sigurd's newfound power lets him hear the birds speak, and they say, Sigurd should eat the heart himself. Rayan wants Fafnir's gold.
Her mother tried to fight the darkness.
Sigurd should kill Rayan before Rayan kills him.
There's no way you can.
Sigurd should find Brynhild the Valkyrie, who sleeps an enchanted sleep. Sigurd heeds the bird's advice. He kills Rayan, eats Fafnir's roasted heart, and takes Fafnir's treasure. And he embarks on a new quest. To ride to Hinderfell and find Brynhild the Valkyrie.
The lights run out. She'll die. She can't.
She'll die.
She has to.
M&M's, baby. Anybody want some M&M's?
She's going to go through anyway.
The night will last.
The darkness is here.
And she'll die.
Alright, now we'll go back over here to the this little tunnel over here at the bottom of the stairs. I'm guessing we'll come out over there, but we'll see. Maybe not.
What's she doing?
She's lighting the torch.
She's making light. She's making a fire.
She's got light on the other side.
She'll be safe. What's the plan? What's she thinking?
She's going to get there.
was awfully close right there. Maybe I have to go back to the other side, go through the water, get the torch to go out, make my way around that way, and then wind up back over there where I can drop the bridge. And then maybe walk across the bridge and turn around, and there's the M. Or
No, she can go. She can do it.
It's light on the other side.
She can reach.
She can go through now. No, she can't.
Yes, she can.
Yeah, no, she can.
The light will go out.
There's light on the other side.
She can do it. It will go out. She can make it.
Faster, faster, keep going, keep going. Get up, get up. What are you doing?
interesting. I guess. It's not it, huh? Damn, I thought for sure that was going to be it. But we don't have the floating M's either, so much for that theory. It's going to be over here somewhere. Shadows, combination of those planks that we were looking at earlier, plus the shadows from this fire. Will be enough.
Stop.
Yep. How many letters we have left? One. Yep. One more.
Dillian. She can't help but think of him. Tender guiding flame in a world so black. The longer it burned, the more she convinced herself that there was nothing beyond its reach. How little separates us from what we fear.
Still face. Go down.
Go down.
Don't go down.
She has to. Keep the torch alight.
Sigurd learns that Brynhild had once disobeyed Odin, and so he had her punished, stuck her with a sleep thorn, and put her body within a rampart of burning shields. Only a man who knew no fear would ever reach her. But like me, Sigurd is fearless and passes through the flames, just as I did, and wakes the sleeping warrior girl. She teaches him the secret wisdom of runes, namely victory runes, ship runes, runes for persuasion, runes for truth, runes for healing and help, runes for perception and power. Like Sigurd, the greatest young warrior of the North, you must learn the secrets of the runes to fight amongst the gods in hell.
Well, I mean, I found all of them in this section. We've only missed those three at the bottom. All of those were in the area of the trials. That R at the very bottom was in the outside area before we walked up to the tree, and the other two were in The first trial, where we got kind of discombobulated because we kept going around in circles. And we couldn't find those two. So I know there is an achievement for finding all of those, but I don't know if there's any kind of chapter select or something like that will allow you to replay it to get them. If not, no big deal. I'll just pick up any old skull. It'll be fine. I don't want to go any farther. Mommy! Help me! Gee, I wonder what's going to be at the end of this.
I hear you.
Come back to me, Senua.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming.
A lot I can do.
There it is. Dillian, I see you. The beast has Dillian. No!
Hello!
You're
Beastie!
not me.
I warn you, Senua. I can smell your...
No!
You betrayed your god.
I am leaving with him.
You turned your back on me. That is why Dillian will rot in hell. Come
Jesus.
into my shadow.
Don't give up. Don't give up.
Oh, yeah. This might take a while, too. Difficulty. Interesting, it went back down.
She will die.
Get up! Oh, great. Now it's gonna come charging out of the fucking dark.
She's so weak. They can
Wow.
see you're weak.
That's fucking cheap as hell. Are you fucking kidding me? have one.
They're winning. Too fast.
People think of evil as an unnatural, invisible force, and so invoke the gods for protection. But evil can come from the hand behind the gods. A familiar hand, cold and cruel. He tried to fix her with his rituals, kept her trapped in that hole. She couldn't say which was worse. The darkness, or the monster that her father had become. She couldn't fight them both. And so she left, headed for the one ray of light that shone down on her. If she had stayed, she wouldn't have survived. But maybe Dillian would still be alive.
I'm so sorry, my love.
She will save his soul. Even if this time she can't save her own.
Forgive me, Senua. I know you have no reason to trust me anymore.
I don't.
But believe this, it was my mission to make you hate the darkness with a passion so great it would focus your mind on this quest. For without it, I'd be like slack. All this time, I've wanted to protect you from the truth that would have destroyed you a long time ago. But you have conquered your darkness at every turn.
Stay alert, Senua.
You deserve to see behind the veil of darkness.
Then take me to
He
the
wants
mountain,
her to trust him.
as deep as we can go.
No,
I won't stand in your way.
she has to trust him.
You will not survive what is in there.
I know.
What else can she do?
Ooh,
She doesn't want to do. She has nothing. She's come this far.
interesting.
This is it.
I still think she's dead. She's been dead the whole time.
Going, Senua. Just keep going. It's too dangerous to trust. Lie down. Distraction. It's the end. You're too weak. You can't tell it. What? Hella's gate. Hella's gate. Hella. Can you hear it? She's there.
Mother, I won't let the darkness trick me again. I know you're safe with the gods. I can feel Hella's gaze, searching for secrets inside of me. Secrets that even I can't see. I'm not here to fight my past. I'm here for Dillian. I will fulfill my vow, whatever the cost.
See, Hella has already beaten her twice.
She has the sword. She is rotting. She must be dead. She must defeat her. There is no way she can defeat Hella. She must. Hella is powerful. She must defeat her. But she has the soul. But she can only Hella has Dillian's soul.
fight or she must go back.
Find another way.
There is no reason.
There has to be another. She can't find. Turn back.
Turn back. No, I'll go on home. I'm going to go home and have a beer.
You're strong enough. Senua
Call
is
it a day. Hey, cool. You win.
Hela has defeated her twice.
See,
Walk.
Hela gave you the rot.
Look at your arm. Look what Hella's done to you, Infant. Come this way. You can't let it go now. It's the only way. You have to
only way.
You have to fight her.
be powerful.
The final battle.
Get his soul back. It's the
Please don't be cheap. Please don't let this fight be cheap.
The end is
Anybody that's been to my channel knows that I generally hate boss fights with a passion.
She's coming.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end.
Believing you said well.
They call this Ragnarok.
Thor
Destiny
crossover confirmed.
First, there will be a terrible winter, 3 years long. And then, mankind will turn on itself. Brothers will fight each other to the death, and people will forget what they owe their kindred. Times will be hard. Crimes will be great. It will be an age of axes and swords. The wind will blow through abandoned halls. Wolves will walk where children played. The world will fall into ruin.
Done so well.
All right. See, there was another glitch right there. Maybe not. You can't get it to do it again. Oh, maybe it was the torch shining on the wall. Maybe. There's another one. Alright, who are we gonna fight in here? Pull it out. I'm shocked. Okay, so that's looks like where we came in. Took that ladder up and worked our way up and around over to here. There's nowhere to go. Maybe the other way was the right way to go.
She's done it before.
You have to fight on.
Be powerful.
The final battle.
Get his soul back.
It's the final task.
Yes, it is. This isn't just a broken bridge, is it? Mother, you showed me how to see further. To see the hidden wonders in our world and explore new paths into the unknown. To lead so that others may follow, or to warn so that they may avoid. That is our gift and our duty. I'm not going to look away in fear anymore.
Guessing that's the door. Not this one. Hello.
The Northmen say the gods will fight their last battle at Ragnarok. Their watchmen will blow the horn that can be heard through the whole world. And Odin will speak with the severed head of Mimir, which gives him good counsel. The land of the giants will thunder with the sound of their army on the move. The gods will assemble. The dwarves will leave their stones. The frost giants will come from the east. The Midgard serpent will turn up the waves. Eagles will scream and tear at the corpses with their yellow beaks. The ship of the dead will set sail.
Got two? Yeah, two left. Oh yeah, they weren't, you talk about all the lore stuff or the mental illness stuff, or... But I mean, supposedly they spoke with several experts and people that suffer from mental illness on how to represent a lot of the things that she sees and hears. And there's a reference to a historical advisor as well, so that may be where all the, you know, the Norse, even though they call it North here, all the Norse mythology. I'm familiar with some of it, not much. I definitely know who Odin is. Alright, so... It still amazes me that the girl that plays Senua, this is the first time she's ever acted. And this is it's her body, it's her mocap, and her voice. I mean, Hascat knows this. I don't know if you do or not, Procyan, but she's actually the video editor at the company. But they kept using her as a stand-in when they started prototyping and development and stuff, and it just got to the point where they decided to hire her. Go up.
She can see their secrets.
Yeah, the atmosphere is very good too. Absolutely. See, there's some over there on that side. Alright, so it looks like we're going to do a some kind of X pattern or plus pattern. Maybe if we go back down. Tried to open it, but we couldn't. Is no passageway. There's no need to go back up here. There was no doorway. It is where we got this next piece of the bridge. Back there. So it looked like we got to get over there somehow. Hey, can we walk on the chains? The only piece that we've gotten so far, the bridges, doesn't really help us. I can just walk across it like nothing now. Actually, where were those at? Was it before or after the beam? I still think we need to go up. Alright, we got this one already. Alright, I'll go back that way in just a second. I'm gonna go back up here. Make sure there wasn't something that I missed. That's right, we did have another chamber. I think, no, we were actually above. Never mind. Maybe we can get something from up here. Oh, 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 oh.
She did it. She did it. She did it.
She did it. She did it.
Behind you.
Yep, I was expecting that before they even said anything.
Go! Fight again. Spill their blood.
Nope, save him for last.
Prize him. She's so weak. She's so weak. They can see you're weak. Ended it.
Ah, shit. I tried to dodge it before he...
Behind you. Stop them. Behind you. Behind you.
Ah, you bitch.
How will she do it? What will she do? How's she going to find his actual
Yeah, that's...
Where does that keep us?
That happened right before you guys came in here tonight. Or at least you, Pro Cyan. I know Hazcat came in a few minutes later. When we opened the door, we got... There's like 7 guys, I think. I don't know how many were in that one, but...
She's not strong enough to kill her. What does Hella want?
Alright, so you guys were saying...
What does Hella want? What can she give her?
Down here and go to the right.
No. She'd rather die.
It's a worthless soul.
But it's all she has to give. She has a warrior soul. What more could she give? A cursed soul. Of course she is, no matter what she does. She can feel the rot climbing up her arm. She can fight her. She can fight her at Ragnarok. She's a warrior. She's come this far. Hela will want to fight her. Strong. Her soul is valuable. Hela will want her soul. Hela. She can take Dillion's soul and lay him to rest.
There's nothing there. Doesn't appear to be anything on this side
Soul back.
anymore.
She's so close to saving Dillion. She can do it. She just has to be prepared to fight for it. Few have come this far. She can finally put it to rest.
I seriously doubt there'll be anything on this bridge that I can fix. I have to do it from
There's a way.
other places.
She can see.
This one looks like it's... Well, there's something over there.
That's the door.
Potentially.
She aligns herself. It's there.
It's almost break time. Should probably go ahead and do that. Go up here first. We've... Oh. Alright, yeah, we'll stop here. Need to go dry my hands off. My hands are sweating so bad. Those fights, man. Whew. Yeah, essentially, she's looking for his soul. Yeah, so that's essentially. All right, so yeah, let me get about 10 minutes here, and we'll pick up in just a sec. Alright, we are back. Alright, Hazcat, was the one that I did up there, was that the one that you were referring to, or was that one somewhere else? I think we got everything on this side, right? Didn't we say that before break? So we've got this one over here, which is coming from behind me and to the right, I think. Oh, maybe there's 2 pieces left. Okay, so we've got to get over to that little cave. Looks like. Well, it's to answer your question. I mean, you may or may not have heard me make the comment before. I mean, I think she's dead. She's trying to, I don't know, rescue his soul or something, to redeem hers or something, because of I don't know if these are true and whether or not it's something that you can trust or not from the voices in her head. You know, supposedly, sometimes the voices will say she's a monster and she caused this plague and everybody's dead because of her. Yeah, so we've got to get... We've got 2. We've got that piece over there that finishes the bridge, but we've got this right here in front of us also. And I don't know if... See, it just makes me think that we've got to get up there too. I see nothing over there, and from that spot, that's where we got the first piece of the bridge, right? I think we're probably, if you check the coming soon command, ProScion, I think we're probably going to go back and do some more Ghost Recon. We kind of set that aside because we went at it hot and heavy for, oh geez, 3 weeks probably. So we may go back and do that for a few days, and then maybe after that, I think I have Batman, the Telltale, the first season. I know they just came out with the first episode of the second season, but I think that's on after that. But as I've said before, I'm open to suggestions. If anybody wants to see anything in particular that's in my backlog, make a suggestion. Except Dark Souls. But I think you know better than to ask me to play that. Alright. Was that little cave? Right there at the end of that chain. Yeah, right there. And it is awfully warm in this room. a door. Nice. That's how we get up to the cave.
The Northmen say that at Ragnarok, the gods will face a ship full of their foes, which Loki has steered to Asgard. It carries the fire giants, the wolf that will eat the sun, and all kinds of dark creatures. Surt will join them with his sword of fire. The cliffs will crash. Trolls will walk the land. Men will tread the
Internet
road to
trolls?
hell, and the
They're
heavens
already
will
walking the
split
land.
open.
So we have how many left? One? No, we have an R. The last R from Pirate Night. But one thing I do need to keep doing, I had started to do it to some degree, is start playing some of the smaller games. A, because they don't take so long and are not as much of a grind, and B, to get the backlog whittled down. It's part of the reason why we did Life is Strange, even though it took 15 hours. But it's pretty much a finite. You knew how much time you were going to spend with it before you went in. Oh, did I use the wrong word? Yeah, you're right. Tenon, yeah. Bum, bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. Where was that? Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. Oh, is it? It must be in the document. I'll have to check the document later. Oh!
Get up quick!
Jabbed me. Get up, get up, get up, get up.
She's hurt. She's injured. She will be. Behind you!
Damn it, I dodged.
It's not
Damn it,
over.
didn't register.
Keep going. Can't do it. Don't let them surround you. Don't let them get behind you.
Is that it? We got the whole bridge. I think we're still missing a piece of lore. Backlog command. It'll give you a paste bin link. It's just like Jay's. If I can even go in this door, or whether it's just... I mean, there are no chains on it. Maybe that's where I go after I beat... what's her face? Hella. Yes, I do have a towel. Just in case. Rude if these guys all get over here. Wow, it's a gated meeting. Yes, I know. All right. One focus. No, I didn't want. No, damn it. See, that's what I was talking about yesterday. Was he dead? Okay, cool.
Better fight. Finish this. End it now. Behind you.
Oh, Jesus.
Behind you.
That's what I was talking about yesterday.
Ended it. She's ready. Remember your training. They've surrounded you.
Where's my controller vibrating? Come on, make a move.
End it. No, too slow. It's finished.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Really? And we got a goddamn charger on here, too. Get up, girl.
It's not over. It's not over. Behind you.
Yep.
Focus.
Not yet.
Focus now.
Not yet.
You're strong. Focus. She knows what to do. Remember the warning trolls. Behind you. Focus. Ignore them. Finish this. She's got her sword. Play your go. Attack.
I can't even see half the shit that's going on in here.
Don't let them get behind you. Don't. Quickly get up. She can still do it. Behind you. Focus. Now. Focus. They've come for you.
Jesus Christ. Seriously?
She will die. You will die.
Yeah, I am screwed.
She's injured. Behind you.
Yeah, they're all behind me because there's like 47 guys. It's impossible for somebody not to be behind me.
Get out of the way. She's hurt. There's blood.
Oh, really? I dodged, dude. Come on. Fuck me. all that over again. Great. Happened to the third guy. I get stuck again.
Do it. You're close. He's gone. Find a good position. Hurt, there's blood. Take him down. Take him down. She's scared. She's scared. She's so weak. They can see you're weak. Use your sword. Do it. Do it. It's nearly over.
Oh, him. It's, well, to be honest, that's one of the complaints that people have had about the game is the basic enemies that you fight. They're pretty much the same throughout the game.
It's too dangerous.
I mean, yeah, some of the bigger guys you don't see until later. But I mean, like the mini bosses, like that little dragon thing that I had to fight, and whatever the fire guy's name was, the illusion god, and then whatever monstrosity this thing is going to be. Look at the
Wait,
What?
what happens when she dies?
What happens to us?
look at the rot
We die
on her
too.
right arm.
We don't want to die. I don't want to die.
We'll all die someday.
I don't want to die.
And when everyone's gone, even
gone
the
down.
gods will die.
We don't want to die.
I don't want to die.
Senua, stop.
Senua,
Turn back.
Stop. Stop her. Why is she going? Stop. Senua, stop.
Senua,
What
stop.
happens to us?
I am not stopping.
Why won't she stop?
To die, she wants
That's what I'm just saying. I have no idea. I have no idea.
to die.
It was all the way up to here.
I'm sorry. I didn't ask you to be a part of me. If you don't want to die with me, then leave me alone.
Stop. Stop.
I don't want to die. Please stop.
Okay.
Please.
Can't go on the other side. I am really shoehorned in right here.
Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop.
You'll never come back if you go there.
There is nothing to go back to.
We only have each other now. Don't abandon me.
Everyone suffers. They were right about me.
Listen to me, not them.
Your mother?
They were afraid. Like children scared of the dark.
So was I.
They made up monsters to fill the void. That doesn't make them real.
They made them real.
No!
Follow your soul and let go of the Senua of old. For there lies your
It did say that Hella has killed me twice already.
It's not like the old stories, is it? The noble warrior facing evil in search of victory and honor. Clear dividing lines. No. Oh,
Yeah,
this place is
exactly.
not quite like that.
Third time's a charm, right? If I die, maybe I stay dead.
It knows that true torment lies within. Memories you cannot defeat, cannot escape. This is her hell.
This is you know, Cascat, you were mentioning the other day where the closed caption doesn't always match the voice 100%. I was thinking about that. I'm just wondering if maybe that's intentional somehow. I don't know. Last drink of the game. So I wonder if those corresponded to the pieces that I missed. Maybe somehow all of that helps me in whatever this is going to be. Dillion. Oh, mother.
You see it, Senua? Do you see the darkness? Faces of fear and suffering. You can see it.
I remember it clearly now.
Please be an ending I don't expect.
She has nothing to fear anymore. The gods have saved your mother. Through my hand.
You killed her.
It is the will of the gods.
Fuck the gods!
Woo!
You did this to her! Why?
This is what happens when you listen to the voices of the underworld. They crawl into your soul and rot you from the inside. Defy the gods like your mother.
They should have had
and the
Alan Rick do
darkness
this
will
voice.
come for you too.
Of course, he's not with us anymore, but that would have been
You
pretty cool.
understand, Senua?
Or Rickman? Is it Rickman? Severus Snape.
I do understand. You cursed me with your own madness. I was just a child. You created this darkness! You created this darkness so you could hide behind it!
Only suffering brings salvation. It is the way
That's what
of
we
the
saw
gods.
before. So that is Hela.
It was all a lie. You are a lie! She didn't defy the gods. She defied you. And so you killed her.
You didn't pray to the gods. You prayed to your mother. Your mother, who was too weak to fight the darkness and abandoned you.
You tortured her. You killed her. You are the darkness.
Those rituals, the years of isolation, the pain that still haunts you. It was the only way to fight the curse within you.
You're a liar.
The darkness is inside you and it will destroy you.
You're a liar!
No, Senua. The darkness is here. You cannot wish it away. And it will watch as you draw the last dying gasp.
I won't let you kill me. Surrounded, Senua. Careful, Senua.
Damn it. It's the damn. I'm dead.
Behind you.
I know. Everywhere again.
Be careful, Senua.
Damn it.
Behind you.
Damn it, quit going away from the... Shit.
Watch out. Watch out. Behind you. Careful. Watch out.
God damn it. I hate those guys. See? Look at that shit.
Watch out.
I can see through your darkness. You're a liar and a murderer. And if you really are Hela, then I have a sword here that can kill a god.
Look at you. Running forward and moving backwards to wallow your guilt of the past. You're making a mistake searching for Dillion. The same mistake that killed him in the first place. I'm trying to save you from yourself. You said that it is a lie. The plague of darkness, the butchering of Dillion by the Northmen. You saw it yourself.
You told everyone I was cursed. They believed you. I believed you.
Tell me, Senua, where is Dillion's soul if the darkness is a lie? How you saved him?
He's here. I know he's here. Dillion, I know you're here. Hold on. I'll find you.
Oh, look at that thing. Oh, god damn it, not two of these fuckers.
Behind you.
Birdman. The illusion guy.
Careful, Senua. Watch out.
Something has obviously changed. I've been knocked down how many times now, and I immediately get back up every time? It's the sword.
Damian! Where is he? You're trying to trick me again with your lies. I know he's here. You took him from me. You have him.
Dillian is gone. Dillian is dead. Let him go now.
Or what? What can you do to me that you haven't already? Fight me. Come on.
You betrayed your own father. You betrayed the gods in search of Dillian, in search of love. Look where that's got you. Let go of the battle. Let go of redemption.
Damn it.
Let
I really don't like using the same fucking stick to move.
Don't let your darkness
You're
hurt
targeting.
anyone else.
Just... It's just too easy for it to get targeted on the wrong person.
Watch out. Behind you.
I mean, if this is all that this is gonna be, then this would not be the worst thing ever.
Behind you.
Then if I've got to fight that thing also,
Behind you.
whatever surprises it has. This has got to be.
Be careful, Senua. Watch out. Surrounded, Senua. Behind you. Careful, Senua. Watch out. Watch out. Behind you. Let go, Senua. Let go.
No. All right, that's got to be it. Yeah. That's a woman. Hella. Plus the boobs. You can tell by the hips.
If you're alive, and there's no doubt, then you never took him from me, did you? And I can't seem to you. Is that what you want me to believe? After all you've done to me? And to him? You're not a lie, but you're a liar! You crawled into me to confuse me and deceive me. But I know he's here. I know you have him. I'll give you my life. That's what you want, isn't it? My soul. Take it. fight with you at Ragnarok. If you release him.
Boy, she's a beauty, ain't she? Hubba hubba.
But if you won't, you will have to kill me. Because I've got nothing left.
I can barely hear that either.
No fear. No hate. No quest. Nothing. And you will have no power over me.
The damn eyes look so real.
I learned the hard way to not be afraid of death, Senua. Because a life without loss is one without love. You turn your back on death, and all you can see is the shadow that it casts. The longer you hide from it, the longer the shadow grows until all you can see is darkness. When our time comes, we must look death in the eye and embrace it as a friend. Only then can we let go of our fear. And emerge from our darkness.
Now it looks like a skull. Looked like a ball up until now. Oh, shake a shake. So she became Hela, I guess. That looks like her. Or took her place.
Never forget what it is like to see the world as a child, Senua. Every autumn leaf is like a work of art. Every rolling cloud a moving picture. Every day a new story. We too emerge from this magic, like a wave from the ocean, only to return to the sea. Do not mourn the waves, the leaves, and the clouds. Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there, waiting to be seen again.
She's hearing voices again. Does that mean she's actually not dead?
Wait. What is it? It feels... It's different. It feels... Is it okay?
This is where my story once began. And so it has to end here. Because I cannot see further than this. Follow us. We have another story to tell. My friend, go with her. This now will be your story to witness. Goodbye.
Interesting music to end with. Ooh.
What you need is behind every door. Each time you get hurt, I don't want you to change.
Credit shouldn't take very long because this was a fairly small team that did this. Tamim was the lead on Enslaved as well. Very interesting game. I think I want to go back. It's online somewhere, I'm sure. Go back and actually read James Chicken. Go and read all of the lore again, because when you're playing the game, you're caught up in the moment. You're trying to run a stream and all this stuff and pay attention to a bunch of things, and I don't know that caught all of it. I think I caught the gist of most of it. It's just Norse mythology. So what did you guys think? Hascat, are you still there? What did you think? Shadows and Bell, Steve Hartley. Cheapo Chung, that was the main female voice in my head. Some things weren't perfect. I mean, I think some of the puzzles, extra content in the menus. Okay, I guess you don't get that until after you've finished. Navel grazing? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Navel gazing. Right from the start? Is it something that you read or is it something that you play? Special thanks to the ninjas. Do you know how long it is, Sophiston? So, I mean, technically we've got about 10 minutes, well, depending on how long the credits run. You know, we got about 10 minutes. We could probably go ahead and play it.
Please don't go.
I wouldn't think it would take that long.
I'm begging you, please. Please don't leave here.
Okay. All right. As soon as we get through the credits here, we'll play it. Okay. What we normally do, Sophiston, I mean, I know you just started following, but oh, self contemplation. You mean looking at your own navel as a reference to, or an equal to self-examination or self-contemplation? But what we do when we finish a game is we typically let the credits run to their completion, unless they're just excessively long. And I know other streamers do this as well. It's just to, you know, give credit to these people that put together these games for us to play and enjoy and share. So that was still on normal. I would be interested to see, because the default difficulty in the game, I think it's called auto. I think it will auto adjust depending on how often you're getting killed. I died a lot less than I thought I was going to, actually. I typically have difficulties with these kinds of games where there's lots of dodging and parrying and stuff like that. So, you know, some of the fights I'm surprised I got through without dying at all. All right, let's check out this video as soon as it gets us back to the menu. There we go. Oh wow, the only option is to start a new game. So I guess there's like no chapter select where you can go back and find all the other lore stones you missed.
Stormy seas and lost souls.
Who is it?
She's dreamt of this before.
It's coming.
Edited. See, video editor.
They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts, and fears, as seen by our inner eye. But what if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake? And we only see what our inner
Hella
eye
reminded
creates
me
for
of,
us.
what's her name from Guardians of the Galaxy? Nebula?
Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares.
The face?
Maybe that's why people fear seeing the world through her eyes.
Yes, she's scared.
Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is a video game about Senua, a Celtic warrior on a vision quest into Viking territory. But what sets our hero Senua apart is that she suffers from severe psychotic mental illness.
He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting closer. They're watching. They're watching. They're watching.
The original idea for Hellblade was to create a classic hero's journey, a journey of suffering, but one where the fantasy world is not another planet or alternate universe, but a world that is constructed in Senua's mind.
Ooh.
But to do so would mean putting psychotic mental illness at the center of the experience, a subject that is still considered taboo, and a challenge that was both terrifying and exciting in equal measure. In Hellblade, the starting point was a newly discovered Celtic goddess called Senua in Ashwell, Hertfordshire. When first discovered, her name was thought to be Senua, a name which I liked and kept. I wondered if Senua might have been a Celtic warrior like Boudica who stood up to the Romans. While the Romans had conquered all of Europe, there was a group of Celts up in the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire that could not be conquered, the Picts. And so the Romans built a wall, called Hadrian's Wall, that spans across Britain from sea to sea to keep the Pictish barbarians at bay. The Picts were known for their war paint, painted on with woad, and their matted hair clumped with lime. And so Senua would be a barbarian Pict in this image.
What's your name?
Senua,
I haven't seen you before.
I don't live home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait.
Orkney is off the coast of Scotland and was inhabited by the Picts, steeped in history and mystery, and so I made Orkney Senua's home and set the stage for a crisis. In the late 8th century, the first Vikings landed on the Orkney Islands. The population of the Picts crashed thereafter, replaced by the Norsemen of the 9th century. Were they wiped out? We don't know for sure, but it would seem likely given the reputation of the Vikings. The Northmen's brutality is legendary. High-ranking leaders and chieftains of the tribes they conquered were often offered as sacrifice to their gods. The most brutal of these sacrifices was known as the Blood Eagle. I imagine Senua as a young female warrior who returns home from exile to find her partner, Dillion, brutally sacrificed to a Norse god by these hellish warriors from a faraway land. I imagine the horror of this moment and how it would have dragged her deep into mental torment.
No!
I came to learn that the Celts had a sophisticated and nuanced perspective on the nature of mental disorder. One term they used was Gelt. A Gelt is a man or woman who has been driven mad by a curse, battle trauma, or grief. The Gelt would take to a life in the woods in search of penance, punishment, and purgation. And so Senua became a Gelt, cursed by darkness, looking for redemption in the wilds. Another word the Celts used in reference to mental disorders was Druth, meaning fool, or liar, one who utters the words of God. They tell of the mad sinner who flees battle into exile and takes on a beastly nature, growing feathers on his body. The character called Druth in Hellblade is based on a little-known person called Findan, an 8th century Irish Celt who was captured and enslaved by the Vikings, but eventually escaped to Orkney where he became a monk.
I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Upon meeting Senua, it would be his stories that fuel her quest deep into their world of gods.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end.
The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, flames will play against the sky,
The heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and people everywhere.
Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok, for it is nigh.
So the stage was set for a new adventure, a journey into the Norse underworld called Hell, a vision quest fueled by madness and myth, a fantasy that was created by Senua's own mind, and one that we would experience through her eyes.
This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
To make a game about a warrior with psychotic mental illness as its central theme was fraught with danger. Mental illness, such as psychosis, is still taboo and rarely acknowledged in a century of cinema, never mind the new medium of games. Where it does feature, it often conflates psychosis and psychopathy, associated with a lack of empathy. It is unfortunate that these two words sound so similar that they are used interchangeably in media, I must admit that I didn't have to look very far to discover my own ignorance of the subject. So we reached out to Paul Fletcher, psychiatrist and professor of health neuroscience at University of Cambridge.
Psychosis is a descriptive term, and it refers to having a loss of contact with objective reality. So it's characterized by two main sets of symptoms. One of them is hallucinations, where somebody experiences perceptions when there is no actual objective thing out there to perceive.
You're already dead. Who are you?
And the other is delusions, where somebody comes to very often bizarre, unpleasant, frightening beliefs when there's no good evidence in favor of them.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim, and the goddess Hela holds his soul there.
We reached out to Welcome, a biomedical research charity that spends billions on research and awareness programs aimed at improving health.
Mental health hasn't always been presented in the media in a way that is particularly helpful. It can be challenging to engage people with the subject matter, and there are a lot of preconceived ideas about mental health, and particularly schizophrenia and psychosis. So we hope our support allows the team to continue to collaborate with Paul Fletcher and with those who have experience of psychosis to create a game that provides a fresh perspective on the condition and allows audiences to engage with it in a way that just wouldn't be possible in any other medium.
What started out as a brief consultation convinced me that we were only scratching the surface of an immensely deep and interesting subject that could enrich and change the very nature of the game.
That's cool. Thanks so much for coming here.
Pleasure. Thanks. It's really interesting for me, and I'd love to be involved. I think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Our understanding of psychosis is still very much a mystery, and ways of treating it are still primitive compared to physical illness. After all, it is easy to see the pain and suffering caused by physical diseases or physical trauma. It is not so easy to see the mental suffering and trauma of severe mental illness. But what if we could find a way to see it? Games are capable of drawing you in for hours on end, playing the role of a character who is different from you, experiencing their perspective, and actively involving you in a world that functions with a different set of rules. If we were to represent Senua psychosis, we would have to simulate voice hearing, a common attribute. But how can we simulate something we have no first-hand experience of? Professor Charles Fernyhough, a leading expert in voice hearing from Durham University, offered his help.
Hearing voices is an experience that is usually associated with severe mental illness, and crucially we know that hearing voices is a part of ordinary life for many people who don't meet the criteria for mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not him in real life.
We know voices vary according to where they appear in space. Voices can appear far away in the distance, they can appear right there in your ear, they can seem to be coming from inside your head.
Based on the information Professor Fernyhough provided, I put together a sound brief and invited some actors to the studio. We recorded the actors using a binaural microphone, which records the 3D spatial position of sound, replicating the way sound is heard by human ears. It gives you an incredible sense that the person you are listening to is right there beside you.
Can't see how she's going.
Rachel Waddingham from the Voice Collective came to our studio with 2 young voice hearers to speak to our team. We talked at length about their experiences, and they listened to our tests, giving us feedback on how we could improve on it.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
It's very hard to represent what this experience is like, partly because it's such a personal, intense, emotional experience. It's testament to how Ninja Theory have been listening to what the researchers are saying, but also, crucially, listening to the experts by experience. What they've come up with is so compelling. It's by far the best representation I've heard of what these experiences are like.
Other common attributes of psychosis are visions and flashbacks. We met with Recovery College East, who work with and care for people recovering from severe mental disorders. A group of service users gave us their first-hand account of what they experience.
Sometimes when the vision or what we're seeing is too much, it becomes more difficult until eventually we perhaps don't see anything.
The people we spoke to, the stories they told, were fascinating, harrowing and mind-boggling. The reality of what people experienced was vivid, far exceeding what I could possibly have imagined. We went away itching to represent some of these visions and flashbacks in the game.
As we all know, my heart is so, love is so far away. Don't you know how I wanna feel deeper? I could never know how you grow, all these days are killing me. Now I see deep in me insanity does unfold. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper.
That was by far the prettiest scene in the whole game.
As we all know, my heart is so, love is so far away. Don't you know how I wanna
That's where we
feel
started tonight.
deeper?
That's the bridge right there. It's gonna
I could
collapse.
never know how you grow, all these days are killing me. Feel like this, read like this, I just wanna live, that's all. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper.
To refine our work, we continue to hold meetings with Recovery College East over the course of a year and a half, showing them what we had achieved so far and refining the in-game representations based on their feedback. With their help, flashbacks, visions and changes in perception were woven into the story and gameplay of Senua.
The students that are involved in this project are incredibly excited about being involved. They have described the experience as being important because it values their lived experience and shows that despite what we have been through, all of that experience becomes valid, that actually it's something that we should all be talking about.
The experiences described range from beautiful to frightening beyond comprehension. I heard of a girl who has to live with an angry voice screaming at her, slamming on her doors and walls 24 hours a day. I met someone who would often see hanging corpses in a room, so real that she would sometimes try to rescue them. The panic and fear that comes with such visions is entirely understandable, and it can be a living horror for some.
Worthless, weak, pathetic. Go on, feel sorry for yourself, because there is no one left to do that for you.
I was urged by one fellow that we should not shy away from showing this horror, and so I was perpetually torn in making Hellblade. Had we gone too far with our representations, or not far enough?
Broken and lost. Just like your sword.
Come on.
In some ways, voice hearing and visions were the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. There's another aspect of psychosis that is much harder to explain, but one that I think video games are uniquely able to represent, which are often called delusions.
People begin to see patterns in the world. They begin to link things that most people wouldn't link. Most of the things that we might think would be coincidence or, not worth commenting on. Nevertheless, that might have a particular salience or importance for them.
One individual described how everyday words, sounds, colours and objects were steeped in meaning to him, forming a strange and sinister puzzle that he was determined to solve but could not quite get to the bottom of.
It's not just brain dysfunction. It's not like the system shut down. It's actually an incredibly creative process. The person creates a world populated with voices and phantasms and terrors, and they're completely immersed in it. They believe in it.
We often invite people into the studio to play the game. In one of our playtests, they played through much of the game, making associations between runes, secret messages, and the threat of darkness that stalked them. There are many things that happen in the world of Hellblade that make perfect sense within the context of Senua's mind. The dark rot that's killing her slowly from within, the secret runes of the gods that block her path to Helheim, and strange associations that exist in the game to confuse you. To complete Senua's quest, you have to internalize and accept the logic and meaning behind these things to progress. Afterwards, they said that they didn't see much evidence of mental illness in the game. People with delusions of all sorts would argue the same thing, that they are not aware of their experience being abnormal in any way.
I need this sword. It's important.
Representing perception changes and thinking patterns within Hellblade gives us a set of symptoms common in psychosis. But people with lived experience were keen to emphasize another point, that it is wrong to define a person by their symptoms. Quite often, the illness comes not from the symptoms, but from the stigma, isolation and mistreatment that comes about from the rest of society.
They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
I needed someone to portray Senua, someone who could believably internalize her suffering. Melina Jurgens, our video editor, had been a stand-in for Senua over a few months while we perfected our motion capture techniques. Without realizing it, she had already auditioned for the role, and I knew her well enough to know that I didn't have to teach her to act, but to relive her own internal pain. As often is the case, those who have suffered mental anguish are never far from us. My hope is that by creating a compelling and aspirational character in Senua who feels very much real, albeit in a fantasy setting, we can provide a lens into her reality, a different one to yours, and this is where storytelling comes into play. I imagined her life based on common threads in real people's lives. She was always prone to psychosis as a child. Her mother Galina also heard voices and had visions, so perhaps there was a genetic aspect. Or perhaps it was cultural, as she lived within a world without science, of gods and a superstition, as exemplified by her druid father Zimbal. Psychosis developed in her late teens to early 20s and was exacerbated by stigma and isolation at the hands of the clansmen and her father.
This darkness. It's spreading.
The trauma of seeing her lover Dillian sacrificed tips her over the edge, making her remodel her reality around a concept that connects everything: the darkness. So the question, is what Senua experiences real? Can only be answered by saying, yes, it is real. It is her reality.
All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
Towards the end of the project, service users and professionals that had collaborated with us were invited to see the near-final game. It was a chance to see if the game had reflected their views or if it had misrepresented them.
For me, being involved in especially developing Senua's character has been really important, and being able to bring in my perspective and what I see and what I hear, and having that built into the game has been a real privilege. It's gritty and it's meaty, and there are some tough subjects in there that are being tackled with honesty.
I was blown away by it today, absolutely blown away. It was just fantastic to get the opportunity to use our lived experience in a very creative way. There's nothing tokenistic about the work we've put in. It feels like we've been listened to, things have been taken on board, and I think there was a lot of realism in the game itself, and it feels very authentic.
Hellblade will give people a good experience of what it's like to hear voices and have those experiences. I'm glad that the guys at Ninja Theory kind of asked us to come along and help them build an experience that's positive when it comes out, and get myself a copy and have a go.
I think all the way through I was really inspired by how the conversations have translated into the game in a way that I think I didn't imagine was possible. So wonderful, really wonderful.
I really hope that others will follow the lead they've set and use the power of something like a video game to change people's perceptions, to increase understanding, and ultimately to make some of the stigma around voice hearing and other experiences go away.
For me, it was really exciting to see something that I explore scientifically being represented so beautifully in a character who's trying to penetrate the mysteries of the environment in which they've been placed, with all of this strange uncertainty and noise and conflicting information that they're getting. I'm very excited by this way of trying to represent mental illness, because I think it actually might be offering us insights that we wouldn't get from pure scientific explorations, and actually giving us quite an empathic view of what it might be like.
Mental illness has been with us for as long as we have been on this planet, but why? Why hasn't evolution stamped out this weakness from within our gene pool? I often pondered this question until I realized that the question had an inbuilt flaw. It assumes that being and thinking differently is a weakness. The only reason we have computers, spacecraft, medicine, poetry, art, and yes, even video games is because individuals were able to simulate new abstract realities in their minds and share them with the rest of us. We need people to be willing to see differently in order for us to progress and survive as society. And we need to be open to these new ways of seeing. And it is this spirit that motivated me to create Senua's story and share it with you.
Some of that stuff I had already seen in other pieces in other videos, but it's all very interesting to me that they would go through this much effort and spend this much money, this much time to create a game that's based on this condition, if you will, and go through the effort of trying to make it as accurate as they could. You know, as you saw, having all of those people that actually suffer from that come in and, give their opinions and, make sure that they were accurately representing what they were going through. So that, I think the game is far from perfect. I think some of the frustrations with the puzzles taking too long, stuff like that, I think maybe they could have made those just a tad easier, because when it takes you more than 10 minutes to find one of the letters, I think that you lose the immersion at that point and you become frustrated. So that kind, when that happens, and that happens several times in this game. But as far as the overall game, it's very good. I'm glad that I got it. It was something that I've been looking forward to pretty much ever since they announced it. With Enslaved being one of my favorite games ever. It's not in the top 10, but it's just outside. I love that game very much. And because they were doing this, I was very interested in it for that reason alone. But when they started talking about what the game was and the background and the issues that they were trying to tackle, it made me even more interested. If I had to give it a score, I'd say maybe an 8 or an 8.5, somewhere around in there, which is about what I've seen online. But like I said, I want to go back and try and see if I can find the text version of the Lore Stones to read back through some of that stuff as well. But anyway, that's Hellblade. I hope you guys enjoyed the streams. Sophiston, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm gathering you've played it before. So glad you were here. Thank you for the follow the other day. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming out tonight. Hascat, as always, good to have you out here. Let's see, did we get any new follows? I don't think so. Pro Cyan did a host. I didn't get the notification for that. I don't know what's going on with the notifications. I mean, I test before every single stream I do. I record about 2 minutes. I record the game audio, the music, make sure the alerts work, make sure my voice is okay and the volume levels are okay. I go through all that trouble and I have no issues, but then I don't get the alerts. Whatever. There's only so much you can do, right? All right. So anyway, that's it. A little bit over, but that's cool. We are done with Hellblade. What we're going to do starting tomorrow is we're going to go back to Ghost Recon Wildlands on Xbox One. Oh, and I noticed the face is changing now that we've left it here for a while. It's very interesting. I never noticed that before. All the stuff around her. But anyway, we're going to go back to... thank you, Softon. I appreciate it. Thank you, Hascat. We're going to go back to Ghost Recon Wildlands for probably about a week, which, you know, based on my 3 to 4 hours a night, about another 15 hours. And then we'll pick back with something else because we got kind of burned out on a little bit. So when I go back to it, I'll get a little bit more progress. So 6 o'clock tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, 6 to 9 Eastern time, just like it was today. Thursday will be a night off, and then normal Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday's a day off. But when we shut down Sophiston, if you don't remember from the other night, we'll have a schedule link down there so you can keep track of that, what's over there. Links to videos and playthroughs and stuff are on that screen as well. So, hope to see you guys out here for tomorrow. Ghost Recon. I'm tired. I'm shutting down. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.